Hi, I'm Dr. Renata Harris, and I'm a cosmetic physician here at Reflection Center in Martinsville. I do many lip injections a week, and today I'm going to talk about what to do if you have a bad result from your lip filler. Unfortunately, we've all seen people who've had bad lip filler, and the question is, what do you do if that's you? So the good news is that most filler, and especially lip fillers, are HA, which means hyaluronic acid, which means it's something that can be fixed and dissolved. We use hyaluronidase for it. It's an enzyme that breaks down the HA fillers much quicker than it would if you would let it just sit and let the body break it down. It does require multiple injections, and usually it's several sessions. So it depends on what type of filler was used in the lips. If you use a very sturdy, strong filler like Voluma, it's going to be much harder and require much more treatments to get that out than when you use something that's a little bit softer and easier to remove, like, for example, Juvederm. Another thing that has a big effect on how much it's going to take or how many sessions it will take is how much is in there. If it's just a tiny little lump, it might take just 1 or 2 injections one time, and that takes care of it. If it's the whole lip or worse around the lip, then it's going to take more product, more hyaluronidase, which means more injections and more sessions to improve that. So some of the most common filler issues are just a little bump, that is noticeable on the outside. The filler is either, collected there a little bit more or has moved in that area. And if it's just a small bump, it's very easy to resolve with the hyaluronidase. It usually just takes 1 or 2 injections to get rid of it. If it's bumps on the inside, sometimes I leave those alone. I mean, if you don't see them, they don't make the lip look asymmetrical. It's just something you feel when you run your tongue over it. It's not even worth trying to remove that. They'll resolve over time. They're not dangerous. They don't lead to anything bad. And it's just best to just leave those alone. So uneven lips, it depends what makes them uneven. If there's too much filler on one side, you'll take that filler down. If there's not enough on the other side, then you just add a little bit to that side. So a box shape, that's more difficult to fix with adding more filler. Usually the best thing to do is either to just give it time and let all the filler dissolve on its own and then start fresh with a different technique, or you'll have to dissolve it with a hyaluronidase. But if it's a box shape, it usually means that it's several areas that don't look good, which means it's several sessions and multiple injections to try to get rid of it. People have sausage roll lips. Usually it's because of the technique that was used. There's 2 things. Either there is just too much put in people who have very thin lips to start with, or you come too far to the side. When you look at lips really well, they're just smaller and thinner on the outsides than they are in the center. And if you make this all one big, same size, it just looks like a sausage, like one size. So usually I recommend people to wait at least 1 to 2 weeks after they dissolve the filler before they re-inject, because if you do it right away, you'll just you'll just dissolve what you're putting in there. So you have to give it some time. Technically it only takes 1 to 2 days for the hyaluronidase to work, but there's also swelling there as a result of that. So I usually tell people to give it 1 to 2 weeks before they try to put more filler in. So we recommend people to start by seeing the person who injected them. There's a couple of reasons for that. Number 1, it gives the person who injected you the opportunity to learn from what happened, and gives them an opportunity to make it right. It also gives you the opportunity to learn. Maybe they can explain to you why this happened, or why your lip filler came out the way it did.